What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this is The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 10, Omega. Now, I want to thank everybody that supports my work at patreon.com/Jaymoorereviews. Without your support, I wouldn't be able to continue with this video. And also, I want to let you know, if you haven't subscribed already, please do. If you enjoyed the video, click that like, and let's get into it. Now, when the episode starts, we see these people scrambling, trying to listen to this message on the radio, and then we see this sign on the wall that says day 23, and it looks like it's a bunch of refugees in this basement or whatever, struggling to survive. It's 23 days after this event had happened, and so you see this one guy, he's starting to lose it, he upset, and the mom and the daughter is saying, hey, the daughter's here, let's be cool. And he like, man, what are you talking about? These people, they're losing it. And she like, you're scaring the daughter, the baby. And so next thing you know, it flashed back, and we see that it's Lydia. And so she's sitting here going down memory lane as a convict with old Henry. And so while they're sitting there talking and spilling the beans one another, Daryl's on the outside listening, and so he's getting info, collecting intel. And so meanwhile, we see Destiny's Child girl group outside looking for Luke and Aiden. And so they come across this group of walkers, and they chowing down on a old horse meat, and so it looked like White Castles. And so next thing you know, they start attacking. Old girl brings out the slingshot and starts popping them. Tara pulls out the spear and starts putting them down to the ground. And so now they cleaned off all the walkers, and they start investigating. They realize that somebody killed that horse first and then left. And so Tara's like, we need to leave. The old girl's lying. It's more than just her mother. And so they start throwing up gang signs, trying to communicate, and she like, we'll come back. Meanwhile, we see Lydia, and she's still talking to Henry, and she's talking about her parents and stuff, and Henry's like, oh, okay, it sounds like your mom was a good person. And then she starts going down memory lane again, and you can see everybody's tweaking out, and the dad, he's talking about, we should get ready to leave, they're losing it. And she like, we can't leave, they're our friends. He like, man, they ain't our friends. And so then the daughter is saying, Daddy, is it Halloween yet? I want to be a ghost for Halloween. And he said, hey, don't you know every day is Halloween? Look at all these freaks right here that think everything's going to be okay. And so he's got a cold heart. The daddy is kind of mean and kind of lightweight abusive. And then she's saying, yeah, my dad, though, he wasn't too smart. And he like, yeah, my dad, he's pretty good. And she's like, I thought your dad died. He like, no, my second dad, they're not here. And she's like, oh, where are they at? And he's like, oh, they're at another place where I'm from, another community, about a day's ride. It's called the Kingdom. So he's spilling all the beans, telling her all the info. Next thing you know, Daryl sling open the doors like the hand of God, comes downstairs, unlocks the gate, and next thing you know, he grabs old Henry and throws him up out of there. Henry like, what's going on, Daryl? And he's like, what is your problem? What, you stupid, why are you telling her about the kingdom? You got people there that you care about, the loved ones. He like, well, I didn't think about it. I didn't know. And he like, yeah, that's right, you stupid. You shouldn't have been telling her that. It's time for you to get out of there. He like, wait a minute. You've been listening to me? And he like, yeah, we've been listening to you, and it's been working too. We've been finding out information about what she's telling you. And he like, you know what? She's right. You are an asshole. I'm leaving. And then he walks away in his little nerd strut. And so meanwhile, Daryl goes down there, and he's gonna find out for himself and talk to her. And so he try to be nice and offer her a little meds. He say, I see you've been rubbing your ear. Maybe this'll help. And she's scared to take it. He like, oh well, I don't give a shit. Anyway, what about your mama? And she like, I don't know. This and that. So she starts saying, my dad, he was stupid. And my mom, she's this and that. And he like, oh, okay. Your dad, it sounds like he was abusive, huh? I know that them type of people. And so then she starts telling the story. And now it's a little reverse now. And she's showing that the dad was compassionate. It's day 43. And then it's some little dude, look like a Mexican gardener, trying to bang to get out. He tweaking out scared. And the mama comes and chokes him out, puts the hand over him, tell him to be quiet. Be quiet. You gonna get us killed. You weak. You weak. Shut up. All you guys to do is shut up. And she looking like Kathy Bates from Misery Part 2. And she's staring him down in his face. And next thing you know, Pablito gets choked out and he's dead. And I mean, he really weak if he let this little woman choke him out like that. And so, you see the dad holding Lydia, trying to protect her. They both scared of mama. And then she's like, yeah, it was crazy. And he like, your mama had to do what she had to do to survive. And she like, yeah, I don't know. He like, if your mom finds our people, will she kill them? And she like, I don't know. I don't know what she do. He like, here, you want these meds? And he throw them over to her. And she like, yeah, can I have some water too? And so he looking and he think about it. And so then he gets up to go get her the water. And so she like, you don't want to give it to me? What, you scared I'm going to do something? Not knowing that she grabbed a little nail off the side of the wall. And so when he get a little closer, she tries to scratch him with the nail. I don't know what she thought that was going to do other than piss him off. He catches her arm and sees that she's been having a date with Freddy Krueger every now and then because it's chopped up. And so he like, it seems I know what this is right here. And she backs up in the wall all scared. Meanwhile, Destiny's Child is sitting there trying to think of how they gonna go and sneak out to find Luke. And so Pocahontas is like, yeah, we need to go and find Luke, okay? He would look for us. And then old girl, the jailbird, is like, man, I almost messed it up at the other place. I don't want to mess it up here. And then Shem is talking about, I vote we go. And so everybody vote they go. And so she outvoted. They gotta go. Meanwhile, Daryl's in the basement and he's steadily interrogating Lydia. And he comes down there with a switch off the tree. He like, yeah, you know what this is, don't you? And she's starting to get a little scared. He like, yeah, see, the thing about your story is that you said your dad was singing you a song. And normally those type of guys, they like when you scared. They don't sing you a song. And it seems that that's the only part that was true out of your story. So what's really going on? And then they flip, and now you see her mama looking like Patch Adams with all these patches in her head or whatever. It looked like she had ringworm or something. And so she's stressing out, and everybody's stressing. And you see that the dad is the one that's actually being, loving and consoling to her and holding her. And so, meanwhile, everybody's asleep. And so while everybody's sound asleep, little Lydia gets up and she wants to go and see a dead body, like Stand By Me. And so she walks over there to see Pablito laid out, and he just laying in the middle of the floor. They didn't cover him up all the way or nothing, had a blanket over him. And so after she walks away after viewing the body, he starts to get up, and it's Night of the Living Dead in there. And so he wants to go and get a little baby back ribs off of her. And then she hears him and starts screaming, and that wakes up everybody in the basement. And so then everybody starts to jump into attack, and her dad runs to save her. And next thing you know, Pablito is getting a little neck, and he started getting some neck respect, and he bites her daddy and kills him. And so she's like, my dad, he was dumb, he was weak, he wasn't strong. Either you bend or you break. And then Daryl like, what he supposed to do, huh? Let his little daughter die right in front of him? I mean, he did what he was supposed to. She like, no, he didn't. He was dumb, and that's why he's dead, okay? And so Daryl walks away after hearing that. She like, tell me about you. He didn't want to talk to her about that, so he left. Meanwhile, Destiny's Child is trying to sneak out, and they saw the kids sneak out, and Pocahontas see the security ain't watching, so they dip out from under the gate. And then meanwhile, while Daryl about to go inside, Henry like, Daryl, what's wrong? Did somebody used to hurt you too? He's just so nerdy. And he like, my mom said she cut her hair because her husband used to beat her and grab it. You sound like a guy that abuses, but I really think you can help. You're not like that, really. It's up to you to show her we're good people. You can do it. He like, not just me. Meanwhile, Destiny's Child, they done got scared out there now, talking about, you know what? We need to go back. It's not safe. The main one, Pocahontas, to tell everybody to leave. Now she realizes it's time to go back. Meanwhile, Tracy Chapman, she's starting to cry and stuff. We gotta find Luke. And, the deaf sister is like, no, we will find him. We have to go back. And she like, I don't want to leave him. he found me, okay? He found me. I don't want to do that. We family. And so the two girls talking about, we'll stay here and you guys go back. I promise we'll be fine. Like, she can't even talk and scream. Anyway, back at the hilltop, Henry sneaks down in the basement. And he like, hey, you want to come out? She like, you're going to let me out? He like, yeah. We'll just go and walk around a bit, you know? It's okay. Like, who gonna go back to jail? Who wants to walk around and then just go back? And so he's so stupid, he don't understand the game. And so they start to walk, going or whatever, and he sneak out. And so he look, it's nobody around. She's looking. He like, come on. And while they walking, they hear a noise. They trip over a brick. Both of them fall. They both just pathetic. And so next thing you know, she starts making dinner for him. Basically digging in the dirt, pulls up a worm, licks it off, sucks it off, and then chews it up. And she like, yummy. And then he looking at her like, this girl is tripping. And then she goes and digs out a worm and then sucks it dry and licks it clean. And I guess he got turned on by the way she cleaned that worm. So the next thing you know, he was ready to eat it too. And so he takes the worm from her and he gobbles it up. I mean, he was like, I can't believe I just ate a worm. And so then she starts smiling like, delish, huh? And so next thing you know, they hear a noise. And so they get up, they try to look around or whatever, and she following. He like, come on, this is the infirmary, this is that. And not knowing that she got her hand on this hammer, she about to crack his ass with this hammer. And so she pretending that she listening or whatever. And he like, yeah, we got a doctor and this and that. She like, you got a doctor? He like, yeah, we've had one for a while, she's good. And I'm learning this and that. I'm going to be helping out. And so he don't know it's about to be hammer time. And so next thing you know, this girl comes out with a baby crying, and she sees the baby crying, and then she starts to tweak out a little bit. She puts the hammer down, and then next thing you know, she has another flashback. And then she starts thinking about when she was back at the underground bunker with in the basement with her mama trying to sing her a song. Her daddy tripping. He took some little scissors about to cut his beard off. He upset. And then the mama, she's cutting all her hair off. I mean, they just getting ready for war, the hairless twosome. And then she remembers her screaming and crying or whatever. And then the zombie coming to attack, and it wasn't her father, it was somebody else. And then so next thing you know, she remember her mama with the dead skin talking about, this is what we got to wear, okay, this is how we survive. And then she remember how she had that blade to her neck, and then she just real traumatized, tweak out, flash back into there, and she like, take me to my cell. Take me to my cell. I want to go back. And the whole time, Daryl was in the cut watching the whole thing, probably hoping that she cracked Henry's dumb ass. But anyway, Henry takes her back to the cell. She's starting to feel a little better. He's like, it's okay. I'm sorry about what happened to you. I'm sorry. And she like, that's okay. Don't leave me. As he was about to walk off, don't leave me. And he like, okay, I won't. And so, you know, I guess he liked the way she licked that worm. He thinking maybe he might get his little worm licked, so he decide he gonna stay. And she like, she lays down, and these fools lay down flat on their back next to each other. And then next thing you know, he try to put his little hand through the gate and hold hands or whatever. And, you know, I guess try to have some type of connection or whatever. I'm here for you, Lydia, and you're my best friend. Meanwhile, the next morning, Daryl comes down, about to give her some real food instead of little worms to suck on. And when he comes, he sees Henry laying on the floor holding her hand, and he pops up, and he like, I'm sorry. She wanted me to stay. She didn't want to be alone. And so Daryl is looking like, this damn boy is a fool. And so he walks out, and Daryl tries to give her some more water to drink, and now she's kind of calmed down. She realizes how wrong she was a little, and she like, I didn't know the places like this still exist. My mom said no places like this still exist. You know, my mom, she's something else. They're not coming for me. When people are missing, they just leave us behind. And Henry like, but you're her daughter. doesn't that count for something? He's just so naive. And Daryl is just listening. He like, so what about our people? They dead? She like, I don't know. I can't think of a reason why my mom would keep them alive. I'm not sure. And so Henry is looking at her and everybody, and now he's starting to realize that, you know, shit is real in the field. And so she's like, I don't think anybody's coming for me. I was trying to learn what I can, so I had something to offer them and they can take me back. And then she has another flashback. And then she's screaming and remembering what happened. She like, it was a lie that was told to me by my mom. The lie wasn't mine. It was my mom's. And so she remembers the truth now about when Pablo tried to eat her and how he ended up eating some bald dude with a beard instead of her daddy. And so the people killed him, took him out. Everybody was going crazy. Then her mom took a knife and was trying to take the 2x4s off the window. She like, come on, we gotta get out of here. And the daddy like, well, Lydia's staying here with me. She like, oh hell no, she not. She going here with me. And he like, well, Lydia, you just sit right here, baby. Just wait. And she like, oh no, she coming with me. You are weak. He like, they're our friends. She like, they not our friends. They just idiots we got stuck with. Now we gonna leave. They weak, okay? And then Lydia's starting to get worried. And then he tries to run and get help. Bumps into somebody, falls against the wall like a fool. And Mama just comes, put her hand over the mouth, hand that rocked the cradle, and then stabs him to death while telling Lydia be quiet. And she like, it was my mom. My mom is the one that took him out. She tried to make me think over and over again it wasn't her, but it really was her. It's my mom. She's not somebody to mess with. And meanwhile, we see Destiny Child returning from their little evening concert, and then she sees the terror and everybody is there. So she like, let me talk to her. And then we see Daryl coming out from under the ground in the cellar, and then Henry like, Daryl, I'm glad that my mom is your friend. You're good. You can help her. And he like, no, not just me. Not just me. And then he look at him. Then, you know, Henry, he like, we can do it. We can show her that we're good people. We can show her. It's okay. She's just scared. And Daryl is looking at him, and he's starting to actually listen to this fool. And so, meanwhile, we see Pocahontas come back, and she come to talk to Tara. She like, I'm sorry. We shouldn't have left. It was my problem. I apologize. She like, yeah, I understand why you did it. But next time, if you got a problem with what I say, you need to come and talk to me instead of just going. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying. I don't know why she says she don't know what she's doing. But anyway, they see that the security found the other two members of the group. And so they coming back. And she like, yeah, my security followed you. We saw you. And we're bringing them back now. I know one thing. I don't want any more people to die. And that includes you guys too. And so then she sees some more people come, so she pulls out the binoculars, and then she sees that not only is, you know, the two members coming back, but now they also see that it's a group of walkers coming also in the field. And so everybody start getting ready to get worried and tweak out because the walkers are coming. And then the deaf girl sees them, and then she tries to hide, but her sister, you know, she got her little boobies taped down, duct taped down, so she tries to run down real fast to, you know, save the day with a little mohawk. And they hold her back because ain't nothing she can do. And then the walkers come, and now they split, and so the deaf girl hides in the field while the walkers is coming towards them. And so then they all got it, they see everything coming. So Tara, she starts warning all the guards and everybody. She starts calling Daryl and everybody to come. Hey Daryl, come, hurry up. And so Daryl starts running as fast as he can to get to see what's going on. And so once he gets there, he gets up top, and now we see that the mom is there leading it, and she clean shaved, bald bull, probably smelling like gumbo, looking stanky as can be, and two black eyes. You know what you tell somebody with two black eyes? Nothing. They already been told twice. And so they see him coming, and they all worried right now. And then she comes to the door, and she like, I am Alpha. It won't be no conflict. You got my daughter. Who's the leader? And he like, what's it matter? She like, okay, I'll address all of y'all. Where's my daughter? Give me my daughter, and it won't be no problems. I want my daughter. They like, well, do you have our people? Did you kill him? No, I didn't kill him. Now give me my daughter and there won't be no problems. And so that's where the episode ends. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they going to deal with this, the Funky Bunch. And what they going to be able to do and how they going to deal with them. Really, they should probably be able to wipe them out, considering that they don't have weapons and stuff. And they whole operation is stealth and stank. So I don't know how that's going to defeat them when they don't have walls or any weapons to protect them. Probably don't have many bullets, and they're probably malnourished and tired as well, eating horse meat. So we'll see. But thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.